All right, have and have not fans. Now, I actually got a couple of interesting tweets and messages ever since the last episode. And I'm not a counselor. I didn't study psychology, but I was asked to dive into this subject in the video. Do I think Veronica has schizophrenia or is a schizophrenic? I hope I pronounced that right. And I actually thought about it because somebody responded to one of my tweets and I said, why is Veronica getting on RK's case about not defending her, not being able to take care of David for her, not even being half the man that Benny is, because Benny would have stood up to David. But if you remember after that, I had to pimp slap that bitch. RK pretty much rushed in front of Veronica to prevent David from hitting her again. But then after Veronica pretty much realized what was going on, picked herself up off the floor, and then, pretty much not forcefully, but kind of, push RK to the back saying, don't worry, I'll handle this. That pretty much eliminated him from doing anything. Not to mention after David left the house, she ended up kicking RK out. So RK was saying, like, I defended you. And yeah, he actually did, because when you think about it, when David and Veronica were having their shouting match, RK was sitting on the couch, just drinking from the bottle, just chilling. But then, when it escalated to that, pimp slap, that's when he got up because, no, you ain't going to put hands on her again. Not to say that David probably couldn't kick his ass. I have no doubt that David would win that fight. But at the same, remember how well he was doing against Benny at that the tow yard parking lot. Even Mitch was quick to call out Benny, saying, you talking about you beat his old ass, and he was holding his own. So pretty much in that situation, I think that, number one, David would have won. But at the same time, RK did step in to prevent another slap. But remember, Veronica herself was the one that pushed him to the back saying, I'll handle this myself. So for her to all of a sudden to just say, you didn't defend me from him, you didn't do anything. Well, yeah, Veronica, you wouldn't let him do anything. So that's why people are saying, wow, that's kind of messed up. Do you think she's schizophrenic? And let's just break down what the basic dictionary has to say. Being schizophrenic is a mental disorder characterized by abnormal behavior, strange speech, and a decreased ability to understand reality. Other symptoms include false beliefs, unclear or confused thinking, hearing voices that don't exist, reduced social engagement, and emotional expression, and lack of motivation. I'm not going to lie, Veronica has a lot of these things. Abnormal behavior. Guys, come on now. And if you are a Veronica Harrington fan, that's completely fine. This video is not to bash the character. I was just asked as a request to look into this, and this is pretty much me, just trying to look into it. This bitch is crazy. And I wouldn't say that to her face like RK, but yeah, she's crazy. Abnormal behavior. There is not enough time in the day to go into everything she's done. But let's move on to the next one. Strange speech. Yeah. He hit me. I can't believe he hit me. Guys, once again, there are so many examples of this. A decreased ability to understand reality. And then I think that moves into the whole false beliefs, unclear or confused thinking. In Veronica's own head, it's like they always say in like comic books or movies, the villain or what's that saying? Everybody is the hero of their own story. That includes heroes and villains. Veronica think of all the different times Veronica feels that everybody's out to get her. Like when David showed up after, Catherine killed Jennifer Salison. Catherine was trying to torture Veronica, and then she fell down the steps unconscious. Then Veronica was trying to escape, and David shows up. He was helping, bandage up Catherine, and Veronica was pretty much under the assumption, you two, you're working against me in order to put me in jail. You want me to get rid of me so you can be with Maggie Day. That's what it is, David. And then Catherine even calls her out for it. You know what? In her own little mind, she's always thinking everybody else is, teamed up against her. That's what she always thinks. And then, catching Justin and Jeffrey making out at David's condo, she's under the assumption that Jeffrey isn't gay. Justin is making her son behave that way. So, again, just so many different reasons to believe. And she's paranoid, too. Every time she assumed that Maggie Day and David were having sex behind her back when they weren't. She was the one that stepped out by going with Benny, and then that led to what it did. So she definitely has problems. Hearing voices that don't exist, I think that goes along with the whole strange speech pattern. Perhaps Veronica has these voices in her head, and we'll never hear them because she sometimes does talk to herself. Reduced social engagement. Well, she's like an elitist anyway, so she's very choosy who she spends time with. Emotional expression and lack of motivation. The one thing Veronica certainly doesn't have is a lack of motivation. That much I will give her. I don't agree with everything she does, but when she puts her mind to something, she will do it. And the fact that she constantly drinks, I don't think helps the situation, guys. So yeah, so let's move on into another area here. What triggers schizophrenia? Just some basic causes. Let's see. Drug abuse. Drugs don't exactly cause it, but studies have shown drug misuse increase the risk of developing it. Certain drugs, yada, yada, yada. Okay, let me keep reading here. Just going to look on the medical website. Happy birthday. Pregnancy or birth complications. Didn't she say she had some miscarriages before she had Jeffrey? Interesting. Stress. Yeah, here we go with some triggers. Stress. Yep. Divorce. It says like the main psychological triggers could be bereavement, losing your job or home, divorce, the end of a relationship, physical, sexual, emotional abuse. Bereavement. I don't think she's regret losing anyone. Losing your job or home. She feels like she lost her dream house. Divorce. Her and David, the end of a relationship. Once again, her and David. Physical, sexual, or emotional abuse. Physical abuse from that pimp slap, but before that, I think Veronica, it's safe to say she was always schizophrenic. And then after that, let's see. Yeah, I think those are the main things. So guys, what's my verdict? I think Veronica probably has schizophrenia along with some other things. Just, be honest here. But let me know your thoughts. This was a pretty interesting video. I learned some things I didn't know before, but do you think my diagnosis is correct? And remember, I'm not a licensed doctor here, but if anything, I think she truly does need to go to a rehab. I'm dead serious about that for real, because she is literally crumbling to pieces, trying to get revenge on all these people, and not realizing that if David and Jeffrey can move on without her, she ought to just pick up her own puzzle pieces and try to move on herself. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you next time. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, as well as leaving your thoughts in the comment section below so we can keep the conversation going. On the left hand side of the screen, you should see a picture of Jeffrey Harrington. You can click on him in order to subscribe, but also hit the bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out on any new content. Also, you should see some videos appearing on the screen as well that I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy if you enjoyed the one you just saw. But also, be sure to follow me on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links to all my social media will be in the description below. And in order to help this channel hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to need your help. So make sure to share this video as well as the channel around with all of your friends on your own social media. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in the next video.